Can you do me? I'm sorry.
Oh, look at me, I'm Nick Hoult.
I'm on the radio and I'm
such a
called Nick
great actor.
We're going to do Unpopular Opinion. Now, it does have a theme tune. As trained actors, I'm sure you have fantastic vocal range anyway. The lyrics in front of you, we can join in if you like. Here we go. Come and give us your unpopular opinion. Something up till now that you've been scared to say. Nick knows it.
I almost got it.
David, not quite.
I have the lyrics, but I have no music, so I don't
you not
understand
hear
what I'm supposed to. No, I have no sheet music.
Next time. Oh, I'm
Very
sorry.
unprofessional.
Sorry.
You need to know where it's going.
We don't have the sheet
I was like,
music,
I'm just going to make
sorry.
noise.
I thought you'd heard it before.
Yeah, I've heard it before, but I can't remember a tune. I'm not classically trained.
And we start with Chris.
A great villain will always be more memorable than a great hero.
Oh, well, it actually goes back to what we were talking about, doesn't it? About you playing Lex Luthor and you thinking, oh, this is kind of, I can get my teeth into this.
Sorry, who are you again?
What?
Who are you again?
In where? Now? In life?
Let's move past that. Is that an unpopular opinion? That's my opinion too.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, say hi to Chris. He's on the line. You're on with Superman, Chris.
Superman, Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lex Luthor, but Superman's a bit overrated, to be honest.
Unimpressed.
Yeah.
Superman, eh?
No, I agree. I said when James told me that Nick had agreed to play Lex Luthor, I thought this may be the best thing that happens to this film.
Right.
Yeah.
So who are
He's an excellent actor, so.
That's true, yeah.
Who are your favourite villains, Chris, in movie history?
Well, you've got Thanos, obviously, which is the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Sauron, who you see once in Lord of the Rings and is one of the most imposing characters ever. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Darth Vader, who's just the ultimate aura farmer.
The ultimate aura farmer is Darth Vader. It's true. No, it is true. Who are the good guys that you like? There must be some heroes that you like.
Oh, Spider-Man, probably. He's got a lot of good villains, but he's still the main guy, isn't he? So
you like a little bit of darkness with your superhero.
Yeah, they need to have some sort of edge to them, otherwise they're not as interesting.
Interesting. See, I'm a big Superman kind of guy.
He's just a bit overpowered for me.
Well, that's the interesting about this new film, Chris, is that he's actually slightly, I would say, no offense, David, underpowered in certain ways.
Compared to how we've seen, we sort of think of him, how we've seen him before, yeah.
He's overwhelmed.
He's overwhelmed. He would be overwhelmed to be
I'd
Superman.
say.
It's overwhelming to be Superman.
Yeah.
He's overwhelmed. Yeah, the world has got a lot sadder. He's got a lot of stuff to sort out. And also, the overwhelming work thing is the famous bit of him going round, like flying around the Earth. That doesn't happen in this film.
No.
Spoiler. Chris, thank you. A great unpopular opinion.
Great opinion.
Let's move on. Superman, eh?
I'm unimpressed with him as well.
Come and give us your unpopular opinion. Something up till now that you've been scared to say. And on line 2, we have Hannah.
Spoons are the worst cutlery.
Spoons are the worst cutlery. All right. Explain yourself.
I'm a big fan of breakfast cereals, and I'm not sure how I would eat them without spoons.
Yeah, true.
I mean, spoons just feel really weird and look weird, and they make me physically mad. So I will avoid them at all costs, and I will even eat ice cream and yogurt with a fork just to avoid them.
Oh, listen, ice cream and yogurt, I understand, but breakfast cereal.
Milk.
Soup.
Yeah, soup. Yeah, exactly. Soup.
Are we just saying the worst of like the big three of knife, fork, and spoon, or are we including like butter knife and things in there? Because I would put like other like
a fish knife.
I'd say one
like,
chopstick is worse than a spoon.
Yeah.
I'd rather one chopstick than a spoon.
Would you? Do you eat cereal?
I eat cereal, but I try and avoid it. I would rather eat cereal with a fork and drink the milk after.
That's what I was thinking. I accept that solution.
David, aka Superman, accepts that for you. So if you're having Cheerios, you could just line them up on a fork. That works. I get that.
Or one chopstick. That would work pretty well.
That's actually lovely. And then just sort of slide them in. Yeah, really, it's a Cheerios kebab. How lovely. Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm not with you at all. I kind of understand your brain, but it doesn't work for me, and that's fine. That's why it's a great unpopular opinion. Do you? I guess you just avoid soup. You're drinking it. Hello?
Hung up.
She's hung up.
Absolutely ridiculous. I didn't call in to be berated like that.
I don't want Superman to slag me off. Right, she's off. Okay, let's go again. Come and give us your unpopular opinion, David. Come and sing with me. Come on, I'm on my own. David.
You're doing great. Lovely.
Let's go to Libby.
Superheroes don't need to be hot.
Oh.
That's nice of you to say.
Yeah, lovely compliment. But come on, elaborate on this, please, Libby.
I mean, you guys are very attractive.
Oh, yes, about
But I
time.
feel like superheroes don't need to be fit. Like, what if I want to be a superhero and I just want to scran a Scotch egg and sit in my bed?
Oh, yeah, you mean they don't
They
need
could
to
be
be
average.
physically in peak condition? Is that...
Yeah,
no,
they don't need to be
muscly.
sexy.
Oh, you don't need to be
Yeah.
sexy, but you do need to be strong to be Superman, I'd argue.
You need to be strong, but I feel like you don't need to be super cool and hot. It could just be someone who's in the frozen peas aisle in the supermarket, and then they're like, "Oh, I need to save the world."
You've been reading my diary.
You know?
Well, I'd say, yeah. I mean, who's...
They don't need to... I'm taking this as like they don't need to look like... Because they've got the powers.
Yeah.
So, which
It's kind of annoying.
I'll give her a little extra credit. I think it's good to have some superheroes who are Hugh Jackman, shredded, and fantastically attractive, and sort of imposingly muscly, but then you also want to have a variety of heroes. Some heroes who don't look like that. Our version of Superman is much more the sort of farm boy build, where he definitely does have. I don't know about a Scotch egg, but eats a lot of cereal.
With chopsticks.
Yeah, so it doesn't end up eating a lot because it takes him a long time.
But we didn't do the whole like dehydrating thing. That we figured it was more important for Superman to have a lovely outlook and personality than have shredded.
You didn't
bits.
have a lovely outlook and personality.
Didn't I?
You're just fit.
You're just hot, goddamn.
Yeah, you're both very lovely.
You know what? You actually have a very kind face.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's actually it's a very kind face I'm looking at here, Libby. So just wanted to report that back to you.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, you should be jealous. Actually, you should be jealous. Okay, so who's your favourite superhero, and who would you aside from Superman, obviously, who would it be?
I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dork, though, isn't he?
Very popular today.
Spider-Man's quite dorky, isn't
Yeah, but he's still hot.
Yeah.
Like, they need to have some less hot hobbies.
Less
know,
hot
where's the
hobbies. What do you mean less
superhero
hot
knit?
hobbies?
Like knitting.
Hey, don't drag knitting into this. I've knitted before.
I think knitting is hot.
I knit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knit Hoult.
Puppetry.
As they know me in the
Yeah.
knitting circle.
Here he is, Nicholas Hoult.
Back at it again.
What do you like? What do you like knitting?
I've knitted scarves, hats. I did it whilst we were shooting Mad Max. I took up knitting.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but then I actually stopped because people asked me to like make hats and scarves for them whilst we were there.
Right.
And I had a day off, and I spent 10 hours knitting straight because I was like, I've got to get these hats made because we're going to finish the film soon.
Weren't you in the desert? Who needed a hat and a scarf?
Well, it's cold in the desert.
Cold
in
at
the morning,
night.
yeah,
Cold at night,
very
yeah.
cold,
Shows me.
That's ridiculous
Maybe
that
you've made knitting hot.
you have made knitting hot, is what Libby's saying.
Thanks.
It's really interesting to me that you're doing these really high octane, high action films, and you're just like in your trailer, just knitting a little hat for someone.
Hey, my knitting is high octane.
What are you doing on set to like get away from being Superman? Because obviously it's quite intense having to do all those scenes and stuff. But you're essentially sitting in your trailer,
No.
dressed as Superman.
Not with James. No. They work so fast. There's 5 minutes between setups. I was
Really?
barely ever in my trailer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're constantly on the whole time.
Yeah, I was lucky if I got to sit down. The suit is actually not very comfortable to sit down in, so I was lucky if I was standing up.
No
We
time for knitting.
played dice.
That's right. Yes, Nick and who was our third?
Anthony.
Anthony and I. Yeah, we had a week where we were in sort of a box, and so in between setups we rolled dice.
Nice.
Craps.
Just shooting craps in the alley.
Yeah.
Right. It's just regular guys and dolls over there. Yeah, great. Libby, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, love you all. Bye.
See you. Bye,
ya.
Libby. Should we have one more from you two? Have you got any? Shall I, David? I feel like you want me to sing to you. I know you don't, but I want to sing to you.
I can't wait till next time when you have the sheet music.
Yeah. Come and give us your unpopular opinion. Something up till now that Superman's been scared to say.
I think it's fun to talk through movies.
Do you?
Yeah, not in a theater. not in public, but at home with your loved ones or, new acquaintances. I think it's good to establish dominance that, you're going to talk through the movie. I think it's especially fun when the movie isn't a great film. It's a way to make a mediocre film an enjoyable experience among friends.
I can agree with that if it's a mediocre, but I can't agree with you fully though, because when people talk through movies or ask questions, and like, what is this happening? And then you miss the next thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're talking about that, and then you're like, right, well, are you pausing to talk? No.
To be fair, it's an art. You have to have some sense of the pace of the film, and so that you are sneaking in your question, in a moment of silence, you're not interrupting the flow of an important, But
are you the one asking questions?
Usually, very few other people talk through movies.
But you've established your dominance, remember?
Exactly.
So you're asking whatever. You're starting discussions and like...
As the logo comes up at the beginning, he declares, what's this about then? Let's see what you've got.
Did anyone see the game yesterday?
He's going to do it at the premiere.
No. It's got to be talking about the movie.
Oh, it's about the film.
Yeah, no. You can't talk about random
I brought some talking points for everybody.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to do it at the premiere.
Yeah, please talk through the premiere.
What's this about? Come on.
What's he been in? That's you, David.
Very good acting.
He was in House of Cards. That's where you know him from. He was in House of Cards. David Corenswet, Nicholas Hoult, thank you so much for being on The Breakfast Show today.
Thank you.
Superman is a triumph, and you've got to go and see it.